I think everything works now. I heard myself. I definitely heard myself.
Oh,
I've definitely got myself unmuted this time round. I've done it. I did it right this time.
I had both the streams open to check they were working, and it just blasted me with noise.
Just start screaming at things.
Managed
to stream. Huh?
I don't know what to build. I've got.
You gotta build something.
I've got liberators or sequitors.
Oh, sequitors. Oh no, webcam, please.
Sequitors are more of a pain in the ass to paint. I'm gonna put both anyway. I guess it's which ones I do first.
So, like, I want to point out, I've been having the stream open, just the preview, for like the past, I don't know, maybe like half an hour, and now my camera decides to have a bit of a hissy.
It's just me chilling now. It's just gone.
Actually, now that you need to use it, you fuck. But hello, the world, the world. We out here, and we playing with paint, because we are man children painting toy soldiers. And yeah, we're gonna have a good time. This is the first weekly workshop, hosted by myself this week. George and Evan are here. They're hanging out in the background.
Yep.
Evan is currently locating food, and George has currently fallen onto the floor.
No, I'm just sorry, I'm sort of sorting my room out so I can make some space.
Gonna make all the space. And we're just gonna be chilling. We're gonna be having some background chills. Apparently the music, if you leave it at 10%, it's literally muted. Can barely fucking hear it at 10%. So I'm just going to put it onto 15%. Have some background copyright-free chills. And doing some painting. We are live both on Twitch and on YouTube, so please follow us on both. So we can also test our overlay out, because we have that now. I mean, to be fair, it's the most, like, rudimentary, nothing special, bog standard template, but we've got it.
Hey, if it works.
Hey, yeah, if it works, we will fix it later. We'll probably get someone to make a fancy, like, shelf related. I think I know what I want to do for the for each of the, like, the different tiers of, like, subs and stuff. Is that
right.
It's like someone putting a little trophy or a model on the shelf with the person's name on it.
That'd be good, actually.
I think that would be really cool. And then we can get some stylized ones for when it comes to, like, what's it called? When it comes to, like, tips and donations and things, which I don't have set up, and I probably won't set up yet. Evan's testing out the chat. I saw Evan's chat for, on the YouTube. I believe we're getting little pings on Twitch as well, so if you are in either of the chats, we should be able to see you. If only we had Mixer.
If only anybody had Mixer.
Oh, if only. That's a big sad right there. But it's fine, because we're just going to compete with every other person trying to do their Call of Duty Warzones and replace it with painting toy soldiers and just having a good time with the lads. And anyone else, and anyone who comes into the stream, you know, it's all about good times in here. Oh. I'm actually going to try and carry on with my Bullgrin. My first of many Bullgrins. because thank God for that fucking the points changes, because Bullgrin's went down to like 35 points. It's great.
Down from what?
Like 45. They got like a 8 to 10 point drop.
Oof.
And luckily, because of also the other drops, I was able to fit 5 of them. I'll probably have to leave them in a unit of 4, because then I can put them in the Valkyrie if I want to. They don't fit with 5. But... You know,
They're 3 each.
Yeah, they're 3 each. And the Valkyrie can take 12. So I can put the Bullgrin bomb in... I mean, it's not really much of a bomb, because there's only 4 of them. It's either that, or abuse line of sight blocking terrain and hope for the best.
Surely if you're blocking line of sight, it's just regular use, not abuse.
Mm. They're the sneakiest Bullgrins you've ever seen. Evening, Zell. How's it going, friend?
Right. Can I fit this? It's covered.
So, George, when you get back to your PC, can you do me a do me a huge favor?
Yeah, I can do.
And spam the link in the old Warhammer Society chat.
Oh yeah, I'll.
We gotta spam everyone. Now we're doing good. I mean, George is currently stuck inside his cupboard. Alex definitely isn't here. He said he's busy. And Evan is on the way. And we're waiting on a John. I think John was supposed to appear at some point today. But we're doing good. We're having a good chill time. I'm excited. You know, first time on the new channel.
Yeah, I'll drop.
Drop a fat link.
Sure.
And I will apologize immediately if the camera starts spazzing. It's not my fault. It's just the camera's just weird.
You're also weird though.
Yeah.
Oof, got him.
You fucking ow.
Haha, you also lol.
Haha, funny. I've posted it on my Twitter, so anyone you want to spam the link, go for it.
I'm doing it right now.
I think for the next week's one, I'm actually going to do the that 3D printed Walker thing. I had a piss about with the files for it. It actually looks super clean.
Real clean stuff.
Yeah, because especially like the way you customize it is you have to download Blender, but when you are they're just basically configurators. So it has the base version of it, and every possible option you have for it is just a different layer, which you just either show or hide.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, like, all the different weapon options and everything, you just show and hide which ones you want, and it makes the solid piece. And then once you've got all the ones that you want to print, and how you want it to look, just select them all, export to an STL, and then it's ready to 3D print. It's really cool.
That's such a cool way of doing it.
Yeah, and plus it makes it easier because they can just update those files with any new bits they add, because they're gonna add new bits. So I'm excited.
For especially for that kind of mini, because like not Warframe,
Titanfall.
BattleTech. Yeah, BattleTech.
Yeah.
BattleTech. Because I've not played the tabletop version, but the PC one, it's like you can have like 6 different kinds of arms.
Yeah.
Weapon combination and different.
I think this will get to that point, but there's only there's loads of different styles of the gun, but it's still the same kind of two-handed, carrying it like a rifle style. But there's like auto cannons, a las cannon version, like chain gun versions.
much prefer the carrying it like a rifle to the it is my arm.
Yeah, I think those are fucking cool. Proper Titanfall style.
The only exception to that, I guess, would be like the underslung arm cannons.
Oh, those are always fucking sick.
Like on a Riptide or something.
Yeah, but to be fair,
I guess
looking
that
at these
is
models, because you print the arms separately, each like main piece. So you've got like the body builder, you've got the gun builder. There's 2 sets of arms, like a standard configuration. But if you go into the Blender file for the arms, you can actually fuck with it a bit more.
Right.
And like get a really specific pose, then export that pose, print that, and then put it together as like a solid piece if you really wanted to do it for like display purposes.
How much would that cost to print though?
To print? Probably not that much. It was $9 on the Patreon for the file. And then any updates to that file are included on the Patreon, so that's not too bad. But in the amount of resin, it's probably about less than the actual material. Probably about actually around the same. It's about $9 to $10 to print everything, right? Well,
Yeah.
probably even less because of how they're doing it, especially with like the initial setup of you're making the chassis. It's not a solid piece. Well, I mean, it is a solid piece, but it's still like a hollowed piece. So because you can have it with the seat and the pilot in it.
Yeah.
But if you don't want that, you just put the frame, like the armored parts on the outside, paint the top, or print the top and like the front piece, and it's still hollow, so you're saving on resin. If it was a solid block of resin, that would be a bit more difficult, but they've actually done it in a really smart way. Each of the arms are all like small pieces that you fit together on ball joints.
Mm.
And it looks real slick. It looks real slick.
If you played like a big game with it, or you're doing like a long campaign or whatever, you could absolutely make like a whole bunch of different versions of the same thing with like more power.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Especially if you're 3D printing it.
Oh, I think I'm definitely going to have to, because of the video I want to do for it, to actually do over like a 3D printing kind of, looking at 3D printing and talking about it in terms of wargaming stuff. Because I literally just saw Mini Wargaming hosting a talk with a channel at the moment and saying, is 3D printing going to kill wargaming? Oh, no, of course not. It's just going to make it better.
Yeah.
There is literally no downside. It's just in the traditional sense when it comes to companies and money, then it gets a little spicy, but apart from that, it's all good. Yeah. And so I really like the look of it, and considering like the more versions of like the variations there are that they're going to come out, like the one I showed you, which was like the full hatch open, you can have the pilot kind, and you'd probably have to add a mini to it or print the pilot separately to try and have them like standing out Titanfall style.
Yeah.
But I can imagine a chaosified version of it where it's like loads of mucus or like basically like a muscle mass just inside the seat with loads of sinew coming out of it, and it's like basically just a demon engine heart, which would be awesome. That's just kind of the idea I had in my head. I would never be able to pull that off because I'm inept, but yeah, it's definitely going to change up there. Zell points out, yeah, it's definitely going to change how companies work. I think I can understand the perspective that some companies are concerned. I would be concerned because, if I make the miniatures and people are just doing it at home, it's worrying. But at the same time, 3D printing has become a lot more of a consumer thing now, especially the resin ones, and no one has really made anything that's close to traditional kits, especially Games Workshop kits. Like, I would never be able to get the level of accuracy to try and print Catacross and all of his boys on that base with everything on a traditional 3D printer, unless I was spending several £1,000s on the big-ass 3D printers that they have. Like, the commercial ones. Personal 3D printing's not going to damage it at all. Oh, God. Camera? Ah. Apologies about that. I think the thing is, I feel like with 3D printing bits... I honestly think, like, when they're saying, it's like, oh, you know... If you've got any 3D printed extra bits onto your kits, you can't run them in a GW tournament. I think that's wank. But I feel like it shouldn't be completely custom. I would hope, because in reality, like, most normal tournaments would do this, but you'd never be able to play LVO top table with like a special army, or like a specialized thing. Because if you had like Blade Guard veterans, like the one I saw was Minotaurs. Blade Guard veterans, so they have the circle shields with the Minotaur face on them for a Blade Guard. I'm like, right, that's super cool. But that person could never go, like, be on a publicized thing from GW, because the people are like, oh, where'd that shield come from? Oh, it's third party. That looks bad on us.
It's so dumb.
I feel like it's one of those things that it should really just be 50. Like, if the majority of the model is Games Workshop, that should be fine. You know?
Mm-hmm.
If it's like 65 to 75% GW, I think that's fine. So having the base Blade Guard, but you give them the minor, like a slightly different looking shield, you know, and like to get it really stylized to your army, and it looks good. I don't think that's a bad thing. I think that should be encouraged. But I'm also not Games Workshop.
If they sold parts, you could just buy bits and pieces, it'd be much easier.
Yes.
But
But GW don't do that.
Yeah, because you could absolutely do Blade Guard veterans like that. With,
Oh, with the, what's it called? The shields from the...
I can't remember what they're called. They're the flying Stormcast guys. Not the Judicators, the other one.
Oh, yeah. Or, other option, for the Space Wolf ones as well, is the Horus Heresy kits for their Grey Slayers. Because they have those round shields too. They're probably a bit small, though.
Right.
But, like, there are options. It's the downside is that there's not enough options. So I think 3D printing is going to change that in terms of the commercial hobby market. And, for example, us playing against each other, if I brought that mechy dude and say, that's a Sentinel, if it was the same base size, I don't think anyone would really give a shit.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's going to stop anyone buying GW kits at all.
I'd give a shit solely for the reason of why the fuck are you running Sentinels?
Armored Sentinels can be decent.
Not really.
No, okay, not in obviously not in Tempestus, but yeah, you never know. The Guard Codex may come out.
They are currently the cheapest way of fielding a las cannon.
Really?
Yeah, and they got good stratagems in their Psychic Awakening for the Guard. They're actually not bad. Hang on.
Oh wait, they're vehicles now. They can move and shoot without penalty, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on, and because I've got the book here. Fuck.
I didn't think of that.
You dumb.
They were terrible.
Yeah, obviously they were terrible, but hang on.
I mean, yeah, they still are. They're just cheap.
Yeah, but they used to be like.
Here we go. Yeah, strike first, strike hard. 1 CP. Use the stratagem in the shooting phase of the first battle round when an armored sentinel or scout sentinel unit is chosen to shoot with. Until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made by a model in that unit, add 2 to the hit roll.
That's stupid.
It's funny. Because that means you've got however many cheap las cannons on the field, all hitting on 2s.
Well, it's just one, because I think they squadron up and they split at the start of the game. I think.
Possibly.
Don't quote me on that, I'm not a Guard player.
Also, deft maneuvering. Use this when an armored. Use the stratagem in your opponent's shooting phase. When an armored sentinel unit from your army is chosen for the target of an attack, until the end of that phase, when resolving an attack made against that unit, half any damage inflicted, rounding up. That's not bad. Those are 2 different stratagems which you could use. You know.
Mm-hmm.
Like, obviously they're cheap as piss, and it's not going to be like, my entire army competitively will get me to the top table of every tournament, and it's all Sentinels. Like, that's not going to be a case, but I think there's an argument that you could have a couple of them, and they're not bad. I don't think they're bad. I think they're not amazing, but they're not terrible. But that is also the problem with Guard, is that you've got like 5 to 6 good units, and the rest are wank. You got like Bulgrins and Scions, Valkyries, Lehman Russ tank commanders, and Manticores. That's it. That's pretty much it. Those are all the good units. Everything else is wank. I'm probably going to end up starting a Guard army, aren't I? I mean, I'm already halfway there. I've got Scions, so...
Here's the alternative. Play bolt action.
I mean, that is also a thing we want to do. So I want to try that. Yeah. Oh, I thought of a name for my Scions, actually. I've got a name for them now. The 141st Luminarian Dragons. Or Lumerian Dragons.
Pretty cool, I like that. I have assembled my Lord Virulent.
Oh. Shit. Oh. But yeah, no, I thought of that name while just trying to describing my my officer of the fleet, Lieutenant Vasquez. And I was like, I should really give these guys a name, because calling them just Task Force 141 doesn't work. That's not really enough. But 141st Lumerian Dragons, I like it. I think it's cool. And then I'm gonna say, like, there's 140 other regiments of the Lumerian Dragons. The 141st is where the Scions start. And if you can get into the 141st, you're basically set. Like, you go through 140 floors of death. 141st. That's where the good shit is. Implying. Because then if I decide to get a Guard army and extend it out, you know, it's possible. I'd probably try and paint them in, like, or I'd probably try and get them painted in, like, a DDAT kind of digital camo. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, mixing the blue greys and kind of try to do the digital, like, not squares, but it's like stippling. I think that'd be cool. Oh no. Oh, there we go. There is a new Dark Angels reveal thing. Let's have a look.
Oh, yeah, it's brilliant.
It's the way Raven Wing. What do they get?
They're all obsec.
Oh, fucking course they are. That makes complete sense.
Bikes and Outriders.
This
It does give you a reason to take bike squads.
Bike and Outrider squads in this detachment gain objectives secured. If your Warlord is part of this detachment's command benefits are changed to +3 command points. Okay. So you gain a command point on an Outrider. If you take your if you're Raven Wing and you take your Warlord in it. That's pretty good.
So here's the thing, right? So usually the if I'm correct, the detachment's command benefits are usually -2
for an Outrider.
But now it's +3. So you're not cancelling out the 2, you're gaining essentially 5. So you're gaining 3.
No, I think that because you're still paying the 2, but
no, but
the cost is still that. I think you're gaining a command point.
But it says,
I know it says +3, but I'm assuming their intention here. I know it's not rules as written, but rules as intended. I think it's -2 +3. So you gain 1, and Zell, thank you very much for the follow on Twitch. Super appreciate it, my dude. Thank you for testing out our overlay. It worked. Fucking poggers. Let's go. Yeah, I'm assuming that's what it's intending, but I can understand that people would think it works that way. Oh, they have a Devastator Doctrine thing. Okay.
Yes, +3 move.
+3 move, and they can shoot even if they advanced
Without penalty.
without penalty, as if it's an assault weapon. That's kind of disgusting.
So they're just extremely fast. They can just move across half the table in a turn.
Well, that's kind of what you want, though. That's kind of the point of Ravenwing. Let's see.
It does
full
look like
throttle.
they've changed the 4-up invuln, though. It looks like it's not on vehicles anymore.
No, it's a stratagem.
Stratagem instead.
Yeah, that makes complete sense.
I think it's fair, especially with stuff like the ATVs. Otherwise, you just advance and they all get it.
Yeah, and
Oh,
plus,
no, they're
like,
bikes, aren't they?
yes, they are bikes.
Are they vehicles as well?
Hang
I doubt it.
on, let me check. Good thing I've just got loads of books next to me. I think people who are running Ravenwing are going to be very happy. Plus, you can give your the fucking land speeder character. You can give them melee weapons now. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that was FAQ'd in the previous book, but it's nice that it's just in this book now.
Yeah. Let's see. Like our vets, Judici, Transgressors, Terminators, Invictor Warsuits, Dreadnoughts, ATV. They are not vehicles. They are just bikers.
Cool, they can all get 4-up invulns then.
Oh god. It's 1 CP though, and in match play you only can do it on one of them.
Well, it's vehicles, so I'm assuming that bikes already have it. Because it used to be
Possibly.
bikers and vehicle. It used to be everything with Raven Guard. Raven Wing, sorry.
I don't know. It doesn't
And now
specifically
I'm
say.
assuming it's...
Plus, fans of the classic Jink rule will be happy to know it's still alive and well amongst the second company's forces. But if you can't afford to advance for that delicious 4-up save, then it's good to
Oh,
know that high speed.
okay.
They get it. ATVs with 4-up invulns, baby. And 1 turn when you give all their melter guns, being able to advance and fire. Yes, go! Oh my god, so fucking stupid. Are you stupid? It's a Tuesday, isn't it? Alright, let's do a little bit of cleanup here before I go full ape. Oh. Oh, it's just kind of silly. But to be fair, Dark Angels were also like one of the most looked down upon factions. And having the Ravenwing themselves being just having that kind of interesting stuff, I'm looking forward to seeing more people playing Dark Angels.
Yeah, it's nice.
Because they're really cool. I want to see what the Deathwing stuff looks like. If I could run a
Soon I'll
full
pick them all up
Deathwing
Friday.
army, that's going to be
Oh, you can.
sick.
I mean, if you can do it for Ravenwing, of course you can do it for Deathwing. Do you want Deathwing? I've got loads.
Don't tempt me.
I'm not going to use it.
How many do you have?
10 Knights, a Land Raider. Oh no, do I have the Land Raider still? No. No, I got rid of that.
I thought you gave the Land Raider to Tom.
I did, yeah. He didn't take the Knights though, so I got 10 Knights and 1 of each character.
Well, so like Asmodai and...
Oh no, not named ones.
Oh, one of each
Made-
potential character you can take.
Yeah, one of every HQ choice in Terminator armor.
Don't tempt me, boy. Because you know I'm weak-willed. We'll wait until the book comes out, and we'll have a look. Because that means, as well, we definitely have to try and do a review for the book. I'll probably take the hit on that. I'm happy to buy the book so we can do the review of it.
I bought every other edition of the book. I'm not buying this one.
That's fair.
Alright, I'm back.
Hello.
Hello.
We're just talking about the new Ravenwing stuff.
I've been here, I just been
Oh, quiet.
unable,
That's fair.
unable I was hoovering.
There we go. Right, Bulgrin Boy is mostly based. This Bulgrin is based.
Based? Based on what?
He just is. I think I need to try and start doing some of the skin on him, though. Let's get the smaller brush out for the skin. So I tried this skin recipe before, which was to base with Catachan flesh instead of using Bugman's Glow.
Is that darker?
Oh,
Yeah.
Catachan flesh is very much like brown skin. Use flesh shade over the top of it, and then when you use Cadian flesh tone, you get a lot more of a darker tone, or like a more human toned, if that makes sense. I feel, because when it's Bugman's with Cadian on the top, it's super pale for me, in my personal opinion.
Oh, I'll tell you about me painting skin now. I only paint extremely pale people by the looks of it. Because so far, the only skin I've painted that isn't all skin has been dark elves or a chaos sorcerer.
I was about to say
So
the chaos guys who are going to be real super pale though.
The sorcerers anyway, yeah. Yeah, painting light skin is really easy in my opinion. 'Cause it's just mostly layering,
Oh yeah.
and I mean it's just basically white.
Mm. Thing is, I feel pretty awful at skin. It doesn't help because most of the skin tone paints are all kind of bad, in my opinion. Catachan Flesh is like the only nice one I like. It's just nice to work with. I managed to fucking hit it with my finger because of course I did. There we go. Need to thin it a little bit more. Do this before I apply any other washes because I know it's gonna... So I'm gonna have to clean this up. And then I'll probably put another flesh shade wash over the top of this and just kind of do like 2 layers of washing, and then that would probably be done. Whew. Also, you don't know how concerned I was when I tried to actually load up to get this working on YouTube, and then it still said, please wait 24 hours. And the time, like, there was no, like, timer difference, and I was sitting there like, oh no. Kinda panicked. But luckily, it works, it's fine.
I spent most of my day today looking at Chaos Knights.
Are we talking Age of Sigmar Chaos Knights or just normal
No.
40k Chaos Knights? You gotta be specific, friend.
Chaos Imperial Knights.
Why would I ever talk about Sigma? Come
Good
on.
point.
Okay.
That's the only reason if it's Dark Elves. Yeah.
That's a fair point. Or are you tempted by getting like a despoiler or something? Whatever the...
Well, I am gonna get a knight, but like, make it into something maybe.
What would you make it into then?
A Chaos Knights list.
Oh right, I see. So just like go full converty on it.
No, I just get 2 of the Chaos Knight kit, build 1 of each, and then do 8 War Dogs.
Because War Dogs are cool.
They're also really good at the moment in Iconoclast.
Hello.
Oh, there he
Hello.
is. There's the boy.
I've just had a couple of people asking, is D&D happening tonight?
They didn't message me,
They messaged the group.
did they? Oh, it won when I definitely didn't see it because I was working.
But anywho, how's it going, guys? What's everyone up to?
I'm assembling some stuff.
Are we doing cameras? Was that a thing?
I mean, my cameras. I mean, obviously I'm streaming, so
Hmm.
I'm happy to add the cameras in if you give me if people are doing that.
Well, give me a second to set up.
You gotta beautify himself.
Get my dick out.
Don't get your dick out.
Get your dick out.
No.
You don't know. Don't plug up your arsehole.
Don't plug up your arsehole.
And what's that like? Oh, bright. Very bright.
You know how to get booty mark.
By the way, I hated that sketch.
I fucking loved it. I don't know why.
Fucking terrible. It's just almost racist. That's the joke.
It's all about District 9 mark. Time to use the skills I've developed with the ogres.
The skulls you've developed.
The skills.
Sorry, Red. Is that okay? Is that better? Talking to his father. You. I don't want you.
Obviously, I can only. You know what? I care for something.
I'm gonna swap to some lo-fi real fast.
Yeah, I need to. I'm gonna get the
Lo-fi beats to chill and steady to.
Do some low fiber beats.
Low fiber.
You need a lot of fiber in your diet, to be fair.
I can't believe you want low fiber.
Where are the hi-fi beats?
Okay, right. So I've added the cams, and luckily the cams are working again. But I also, if I mess with it right now, it's gonna mess up the main overlay. So give me a second So just
I was
du-
gonna say,
I'm gonna
the
duplicate
way
the
I'm
screen.
looking at it.
Right, yeah, I'm gonna duplicate the scene, right? And here I've got a plan. Let's duplicate. Alright, let's duplicate. Because Alex, I know for a fact, is not coming on today.
No.
Where is he?
He's prepping D&D stuff.
Ah.
It doesn't help as well because John's cam's really dark. There
Is
we go.
it?
Well, yeah, because it's just your light, and then it's just blackness around you.
It's fine. I just point the light at my stomach. Oh my god, that just makes me a beacon. I love it.
Beacon.
But
all right,
is it,
here's what I'm
is it
gonna do.
bad if
Right?
I do this? Yeah, it's pretty bad if I do that.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna, instead of having my cam in the middle, I'm gonna make it so that it's no. Copy.
Did you say coffee?
Yeah.
Sweet. Oh god, you don't want it to be me.
No, but here's the thing, right? So I can swap of who's in the main area. That's what I'm thinking. Big brain.
I see.
So if I duplicate this again,
Even different focuses.
yeah, exactly. And then I'm like, ah, get rid of that. Get rid of this one. And then I was like, right, okay, but I know it's Alex cam, but currently George is taking it. And then I copy. Oh yeah, this is big brain. This is big brain time.
I can feel my brain expanding.
I can feel it.
Call an ambulance.
And because there'll be no vid, and they've still got a whole bit that
So apologies if I'm particularly subdued for this sort of session. I'm wicked tired,
That's fair.
but I needed motivation to paint, bitch.
Well, you're here now.
Yeah.
There we go. Oh, look at that. What's this? Fucking bam, bam, swap it back. Let's go.
And you've saved that as a
I've
thing
saved them
that,
all
you can
presets.
just-
Yes, they're all different scenes now. Fucking, I am a large-brained individual.
So next time we do midweek stuff, or sorry, weekly workshop, you'll be able to you won't have to settle this up again. You can just go.
I hope. Because I think if we are constantly doing it using this chat, which I would assume we would be, it'd be fine.
Cool. Cool. Darling,
Yes.
not you this time.
There are many darlings here. Oh. Mate, our fucking production value
Wait a minute.
is pretty sick, not gonna lie.
Can I have the tweezies?
I know the skin definitely needs another wash on it, but it's not bad. It's not looking bad too far at the moment.
Or did I just cut out a piece and not really pay attention to what was it, what it was? I was just like, yeah, this will fit. It's the front half of a man. This model is not a man.
Oh no. Well, you got half a man now, and you need to deal with it.
Well, I can be killed by no man.
But what about half a man?
I can be half killed then, can't I?
Hmm.
Yeah, do you think that would have worked in Lord of the Rings?
Or if they just, or if the Hobbit did it, because he's half a man. What paint is for the flesh? I've not spoken to you. Yeah, we know. We need to actually catch up proper. Flesh at the moment is using Catachan Flesh as the base, with a layer of Flesh Shade, obviously, and then Cadian Flesh Tone over the top of it, which is then going to have another layer of Flesh Shade into it to really kind of bring out any of the recesses that I missed, and to not mess up the skin too much. Because I want some of that darker skin to come through. Plus, with it layering over dark skin, it actually makes it look a bit more not pale as dicks.
Really pale dicks.
Really pale dicks. I've also got
Right, you go
nothing
first.
like how I've done it before. Yeah, I tried to do it with Bugman's Glow, and I just didn't like the color. One, I didn't like the paint, and two, I didn't like the color that it ended up as. And then people are like, "Oh, why didn't you just spray it, white, and then just do some contrast layers over it?" I'm like, right, okay. Did some of that with the Fire Slayers. I'm like, yeah, this is all right, and then I ended up just using like a flesh tone over the top of it anyway. But I did this method with my Inquisitor model, like just to be able to get like the darker tone on the face, for everything else, and it just turned out really nice. And I've never really wanted to do it any other way, because it's just a nice method to do so, and it gives a more human-like skin tone, in my opinion. It's not too pale. It's not too dark. It's more mid-tone.
Yeah, I've gone off the contrast paints for Flash, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah. Apart from, I think, models that are toned enough that it works on them. If that makes sense.
They've actually got like
Right.
enough muscle, and they've got enough features for the paint to hang off of.
Yeah, like Sisters of Repentia, I wouldn't think twice. Yeah, Orcs I probably would.
Yeah, I was gonna say, like, as someone who, when you first started painting, well, when I first started painting, I was like, cool, I'm going to paint, like, sort of redo all 30 of these orcs, 40 of these orcs, sorry. Having a contrast for the skin was super nice.
Oh yeah, and the Orc Flesh one's just good. Like,
You
it's
just, I could slap that on real fast and just batch paint all of them.
What is the best contrast paint? What's the nominees?
Oh, I've actually got all of them in front of me, to be fair. Let's have a look.
All the greatest hits.
Black Templar,
Black Templar's up there, yeah.
especially because Black Templar is a better wash than it is a contrast paint.
Yeah, it's like a super dark wash.
It's
using
a better
Black
null
Templar.
oil that some
Like-
people described.
This is all Black Templar.
Like a Null Oil 2.0.
Yeah.
Like, look at that. Look how well that black goes on.
There you are. Oh yeah.
And if I grab like her.
Like, non-lion's just a good kind of everything color. Ooh. Other ones I really like. Not Athematic Blue. I hate Athematic Blue. Which one do I keep using?
Athletic Blue's the really
The
light
really
color,
super pale blue. It's super thin.
Yeah. Like a
Snake
lilac
bite
outside
leather.
almost.
Yeah.
I really like the snakebite leather one.
Snakebite Leather's good. Blood Angel's red. To be fair, Iodine yellow, Gryph-hound orange, and Blood Angel's red. Amazing. Absolutely amazing.
Actually, I
That's
really do
nice.
like the Blood Angels red just for because obviously it being running a contrast paint. If you water it down a little bit, you can get such great blood effects.
Without having to use like something like Blood for the Blood God, which is a weird kind of paint to use anyway. Oh no, we can also ask the chat as well if they've used anyone in chat who's used Contrast Place. Please throw in your votes, throw in your ideas.
My absolute favorite, Skeleton Horde. That is a miracle paint.
Oh god,
I'm
yeah.
just like, oh, parchment, whoosh, robes, done. Bone, sorted. Claws, no problem.
No, I can't really say no about that because I did the same thing for the Bone Reapers. I did paint, but it was then dry brushing, especially for like anything that is actually for bone, using Skeleton Horde and then dry brushing with Tyrant Bone over the top of it, like a super heavy dry brush, just to kind of get out in those splotchy details. Oh, they look fucking sick.
I think that's how I did my Triumph. I did Skeleton Horde on the parchment, like the big scrolls above it. And then I just literally, I think I dipped like a pen or something in Black Templar and just wrote on the actual parchment.
Oh yeah.
Just made squiggles.
Get like a super actual, like actually get that extra detail on the especially on a model like that, you know. I've only used Black Templar. I prefer non-contrast still. That's entirely fair. I mean, to be fair, again, like I'm more of a non-contrast now, but I think using them as like a little additional tool in your hobby box is pretty decent because you can get some really nice colors out of it sometimes.
I think someone who's like myself, who's a complete novice painter, it almost feels like cheating because it can give you, it can elevate your painting from garbage to half decent so quickly. I don't think it'll. It's so forgiving, I think is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
See, I don't think that. I think if, like, depending on the color, if you make a mistake with it, it's so difficult to get the mistake off.
Because it sinks into the cracks and hides.
Yeah, and you put like another layer on, and it just shows straight through the like. Say you go over where you need to with Black Templar or something. Try and get that off if the color you're using is.
Oh yeah, no, you'll just
dark.
basically have to completely paint over it with the base with your base color.
It's a pain.
It's absolute wank, yeah. You are definitely correct there.
So it could be.
But doing it for like, especially like getting super bright fluorescent colors, I think it excels at. Or when you really need like Orc Flesh being a key one. I really like using for more of my power sword effects now.
Oh yeah, my power swords are just Lead Belcher and then
Fucking Talasar
Akellion.
Blue or Akellion Green.
Yeah, Akellion Green is what it is.
Because it's a really easy effect to try and get. White base with Agrax, my Nids suffer from the same issue. White base with Agrax Earthshade as the skin color, anything goes over that and the model's ruined. Yeah, it's such a fucking delicate process to try and do.
Yeah, I had it with my Night Haunt. It's like, yeah, it's really easy, and then once you go over, you put too much Night Haunt Gloom, Can't get any more X-ray flame on that. That's got to be painted, and then it doesn't quite match. You end up with it being like there's a clear white mark with it's been shaded green because the rest of it gets like an extra layer of green shade on it, and it just doesn't.
Right, I'm gonna have to shoot, but
That's fair.
I'll see you guys later.
Yeah. Cheers, Evan.
Thank you. Goodbye.
This is
Goodbye,
gonna
chat.
ruin your layout.
It's fine. I'm not showing
Of course, of course.
the non-video participants.
Mm-hmm.
I learned about that after the last time. So great, okay,
Hey.
I fixed the overlay, someone joined, the overlay then completely fucking breaks.
I mean,
I just
that's
sit there
the
and
point of
cry.
this, practice period, isn't it?
I mean, Zell asks, George, do you still use night haunts?
I do, yeah.
He does, and he's painting more of it.
Yeah, I've done a bunch of X-rays recently. So I got these lads.
He's got some Stormcast to fight his night haunt with.
Yeah, that is actually genuinely what I've done. So.
And to be fair, the night haunt's mortal enemy, that is my fire slayers, haven't had the chance to fight them in a while.
Focus. No, okay, that's fine. Doesn't need to focus, but that's all skeleton horde and all that jazz.
I was gonna say, if you're showing something to the camera, let me know and I'll swap the scene you took.
I was, but it didn't want to focus at all.
Oh my god. Oh my
It's
god. We need to sort you out a new fucking webcam. Holy shit.
Like, it just doesn't focus on what's in front of it.
It just didn't get the resolution there either.
It looked like Lego, friend.
Really, it's just nothing.
It's
Yeah.
fine, we've all proxied some Lego for a model at some point in our lives.
Probably.
But yeah, they're cool. Yeah, I've been getting like that's what I've got by here. Just stealing all of the.
Slowly getting the magazine collection, but have yet to been able to learn how to play. Yeah, it sucks. But
Yeah, last week was Rakenor the Grimhailder, like the big dude with the winged horse. So that's a fun one to paint and build.
yeah, so I want to point out, if I just kind of look at the elbow here, this is kind of what I mean about having a slightly more human effect. It's a lot darker. It's kind of, I'm trying to make sure to see it under the light. It's a lot more of a natural looking skin tone. And that's kind of what I'm going for. Well, those magazines are really fucking good value. To be honest, it's scary how good value they are.
Like I got one that gave me 2 Retributor Primes, so I just went and bought like one that just gave me 4 Retributors.
Yeah.
So then that's like what, half the price of a box of Retributors, and you end up with a full squad.
So yeah.
Liberators, not Retributors.
No, it didn't have any. It's just like they pulled it out.
I have no idea what magazines you're talking about.
So
They're the
yeah,
Mortal Realms.
Mortal Realms, yeah, that's what it is.
So it's like those sort of magazines that are like, oh, you get a model per week, and it makes the by the end of it, you've built like a train set or something.
Yes.
It's
Same
that
kind of thing.
That kind of thing, but for Warhammers.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
it basically gave you, if you went the full set with it, you basically get like 2 full armies and terrain.
Yeah,
That
so
seems
Because
the
there
way,
was a
the way
Yeah, it's really good value, but it wasn't like, okay, it's probably not like 2,000 points, but it's a
It's
good
more.
like over 1,000 points plus
it's much more
terrain.
than that.
Is it?
Yeah. It's loads. I'll show you, hang on.
Yeah, because they did a 40k one as well, which was Death Guard and Space Marines. But I believe the one for Age of Sigmar was more popular, because it was Stormcast and Nighthaunt, and some of the bundles for it, because you're only paying like £3 a magazine off for the subscription. Obviously that totals over time, but some of the actual like ways to get just cheap models of those and complete an army was ridiculous, and they got super popular.
Yeah, let me have a look.
Sounds
So,
awesome.
Nighthaunt gives you
it looks like 10 chain rasps, like 10 of pretty much everything actually. You get a Bloodseeker Palanquin, Lady Olinda, Rakador the Grimrailer, a Bonja Spirit Host, Dreadblade Harrows, Hex Wraiths, a couple of every Banshee, yeah, everything, right? And then the Stormcast one, you get 3 of the guys are Dracolines, 2 of the guys are Dracoths. It's just like a massive grey, so it's hard to see, but you get 2 Ballista. You get a Celestin Prime.
That's kind of nuts. You got a Celestin Prime. Is that the one with Galmaraz?
Yes, the one with Galmaraz.
Wait,
yeah.
you get that in a magazine?
Yeah.
The fuck? That's bonkers.
Yeah, you get the. I'll put them in the chat so you guys can see.
And then obviously after that is you're paying a lot less than you are for like GW prices for the same kits.
Yeah.
So for example, the very first issue is 10 Chain Rasp Hordes and 3 Sequitors.
Well, wasn't it that the 10 Chain Rasp were like
10 Chain Rasp Hordes are £25 or £20. I'm not sure.
I think it was 25.
I think they're 25. So just those, not including the 3 Sequitors, are £25.
Yep.
This issue is £3.
Seems wrong.
It does seem wrong, doesn't it?
It does, and there is a reason I went out and bought like 10.
Yeah, no, Jack adds. I have 60 or 70 because of the magazines.
Yeah, Chain Rasp
nutty.
work at £25 for 6 points. 60 points.
That's
It's
dumb.
nuts.
Yeah, they are your bog standard garbage infantry because you're death and
You have garbage infantry.
you have garbage. They're good garbage infantry. They're like the best garbage infantry, but they're like still garbage infantry.
Yeah, exactly. Like you're still having to call them garbage infantry. That kind of gives it away. Yeah.
They have 2 attacks each at a 4+4. They're pretty good. And they have
Good for
ethereal,
garbage
which,
infantry.
they have ethereal, which means they don't take any modifiers to their saves, and they have a 5-up save.
So no rend for them.
No rend for them, no rend against them. Oh, and they reroll head rolls of 1. There's 1 then. It was pretty good.
It is. It's just obviously they do it for like the 2 main factions at the time. So if they did it now for 40k, it'd be Space Marines and Necrons. So
Yes.
because the 40k one was for them plus Death Guard.
Yeah, it was good.
But with the Death Guard one, you didn't get something like Mortarion. You just got a lot
You
of
did?
Death Guard. Not in the magazine. No, it was you got like basically every character, but you didn't get Mortarion.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I think I'm...
Hence why I was surprised when you said the Celestin Prime, considering that thing is fucking huge. And you get that?
Like the black and green, like full on gas mark.
There we go.
Obviously, I think they are probably pretty same bit mass. So waiting for him.
It's a good onboarding. It was a really good onboarding for trying to get things cheaper for the hobby.
Trainer for that, yeah. The biggest thing you got in that was a Plague Burst Crawler, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, you also got the terrain. You also got like crates, walkways, and
Yeah.
shit like that.
You got a Plague Burst Crawler, and you got a Repulsor from the other side.
Jack adds as well. I'm gonna find it hard to balance 5 games. We're all doing it. I mean, me and Eva, it's gonna get worse because we're gonna start playing Horus Heresy and probably Bolt Action and maybe Star Wars Legion. And especially now with the channel, we've just got another reason to do it because we can say like, hey, we'll film this. Fuck it. And I think a good idea for video series is that if we're getting into a game or we're trying to game out, putting a video up of like how to actually get into the game and what's worth is probably not a bad shout. For example, if we started doing Infinity somehow, actually doing like a video kind of describing what we had to do to get into the game which there's actually not a lot of that. It's usually like how to play. Here is the basic rules, and here is a 300 point game, which is a tournament level, and that's all, and that's it. And there's like a big jump between the two, especially for Infinity, because there's like extra like objectives, hacking, all these other things that's not in the initial steps. And the solid game, like the core part of that game is solid, but it doesn't tell you about all these other things. So when you actually like, oh, I think I'm ready to play a proper game now, and it throws all these extra words at you, you got no clue.
So what he's saying is we should produce, I guess, a Journey 2.
Yeah, basically. And just because then it kind of justifies us getting those... Well, one, we get those models. Two, we make content out of it. And three, anyone else who is also curious about it, because people will always be curious about things like that, we get to help. Like, for example, with Evan mentioning bolt action. Like, I've always wanted to try and do like a World War II game. Get some British paratroopers or stuff like that, because that's just something I'm genuinely interested in.
Yeah, but you never want to be the person who says, yeah, I want to play the Nazis.
Well, you're not playing the Nazis, you're playing the Wehrmacht. That's the difference you got to give here.
Who were?
They were the German military, who they weren't necessarily Nazis. There were Nazis in there, but they also, like... And they were, you know, being ordered around by Nazis, but a lot of the time, they weren't. They were just soldiers. It's an important thing to say, to make that distinction.
Baddies.
Are we the bad guys? I'm not saying, you know, they're a good thing at all, but...
No, I know. I put you into a hole there on purpose.
Yeah, you fuck.
I
mean, wanting to say, oh, I want to be the Soviets, that's just as bad.
It is just as bad. They were terrible people, but they won, so they're better.
That's true. Legion is dope. Been playing that and Armada on loads on 2DS. I do want to try Armada. Armada looks really fun, and Legion looks fun, especially because I want to be clones. I don't want to be like rebels or Republic, or like droids or anything. I just want to be clones because I really like the clones.
Droids.
You gotta go. If you go to the Trade Federation, you've got to talk like the puppets from the first film.
Puppets.
Yeah, the fucking the new alien looking fucks at the beginning. And he's like, "Wait, is that legal?"
I know what you mean.
Yeah, but the face just doesn't line up, and they keep doing like if you're looking at my cam, right? It's like
Talking about space racism.
Yeah, I know it is just basically space racism, but
yeah, just like how do we make fun of the Chinese? We make them aliens. Perfect.
Clones I'm painting, but I'm using, but I'm painting white, so bad. Right. I got my recipe for white, which I've used on this, like, a lot of because my main Space Marine chapter is white. Basic white spray Corax. Use Apothecary white to do, or just shade the entire fucking thing. And then on all your paneling, use either, by preference, Pallid Witch Flesh or Ulthuan Grey. You'll thank me later, it makes things so much easier.
Ulthuan Grey is a bit creamier.
Yeah, it's a little bit creamier, but it's either that or Pallid Witch Flesh. Like, pick whichever one shade you prefer.
Creamy one, sorry.
But yeah, some people prefer that though. Like, it's an option. It's like it's pretty close.
I think you'll find that I'm the creamy one.
That's true. That's his official job title. Is the creamy one.
God.
What? I'm Wicked Cadbury's. Man, I wish I worked at Cadbury's. As the creamy one.
Yeah.
Best the creamiest employee. I shade with Apothecary, but it no longer stays white. I've tried that a few times. Interesting. I was gonna say, because like a lot of my Space Marines are doing that kind of thing. It's shade with like Corax, shade Apothecary, and pretty much just layer everywhere that's not a recess with Ulthuan Grey or Pallid Witch Flesh, and that's always just how it looks for me.
The way I did Banshees.
Yeah, because they're all white, aren't they?
Yeah, the white on Banshees. Obviously, you don't need to do the Nylark Oxide step, but the way I did them is spray them Corax white, then it was Nanoc oxide to make them blue, and then did them in Ulthuan grey because the blue comes through it because it's a lighter paint. But you just water the shit out of Ulthuan grey and then just do like 6 coats.
Might end up with a grey tinge if I do that. Also, actually, Duncan Rhodes made a really good tutorial on painting clone, because it was on Obi-Wan Kenobi, but he has that kind of same clone armor on, like, for his, like, the chest piece and the shoulders. So I'd say use that. Like, that's a really good reference, because that actually helped me a lot to make sure that my white was actually, you know, close to white as possible.
It's the knife that goes on.
It's an absolute fucking pain to do, but, you know, it's... We're like, I want to paint white. It's like, okay, have fun.
Yes.
No, I'm
To be
doing
fair,
white...
I've never,
Yeah. Oh, sorry, carry
I've
on.
never heard anyone say they had a great idea. Sorry, they had a great time painting white.
Anyone who says that... that and also painting yellow is lying to us.
It's not too bad with Uriel yellow anymore.
Yeah, that's true. And then anyone who's harboring that Lamenter's yellow glaze, because that was the other good way to do yellow. So I'm actually doing white spray with further white. They're clones though, so I want actual white. Yeah, that makes sense. I'm also doing Ashoka's 501st, so it's hard with the helmets that small. Yeah, the models are really fucking tiny. Like, they're normal scale. Oh no. I knocked the camera.
They're thin humans, so it's...
Even guardsmen have pretty fat heads.
Yeah, they do. It's because they got big helmets.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, I put together... See if I can find it. Right, let me get up the reference here. Because I put together some Tempestus, and I used a sister's head. Here it is. And then compare that to a normal... That's a Noblar. So here we go. Right. So I've got. There's the sister's head that I used from the kit that George gave me, just so I can have some lady officer, like ladies in there. Because we don't discriminate here, boy. We just kill things. And then here's a Tempestus helmet, side by side. It's a little bit bigger. It's weird. It's like everyone's just got a fat head.
They do.
I mean, it makes sense for my orcs. Because they're big thinkers.
They are big thinkers. That's true.
They're thinking real hard. They do everything real hard.
If they didn't do things real hard, then who are they? You know.
Then they get crumped.
I do still want to try and find a way to make your. To be honest, what I might do is I might get an ogre model, and then use that as the base, and then 3D print the washing machine.
You need to get a ogre 3D print base.
Yeah.
And then you can just put a cube model into there. Then put a cylinder model into the cube model.
Wouldn't be a bad way to do it, to be honest.
Then you put a inverted dome into the cylinder. And there you go.
The thing is, we'd probably only have to put like the little front door on it, and at that point we just paint the rest.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean by the cylinder and the inverted dome.
Oh right, I see. Yeah. I thought you meant like actually have the inside of it. I'm like, wow, are you crazy?
I mean,
do you know how much effort that is?
Rad.
If we ever get the chance to work with a commissioned painting studio on anything, I will ask for that. I want to see if they could do it.
That would be a commissioned modeling studio, I guess.
Yeah. Well, most commissioned painting studios do modeling too. Like they do a bit of both. Because I was looking to offload the Tempestus at some point. Especially now because Chrissy has signed her contract, her publishing contract.
Awesome. So, I mean, I guess it's not really. Is it rude for me to ask the deets? you know, I'll leave it for now.
Yeah, we'll leave it for now. We'll talk about it off stream. But yeah, she's signed that
Yeah.
now. So she is going to become a published author and illustrator. But because she'll probably be like quite busy with that, I don't want to try and add in. It's like, hey, hon, I know you're trying to do all, like business stuff, but can you paint these models for me?
I know you have an actual job, but could you also do a job for me as well? Do 2 jobs, please.
2 jobs. 2 job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can give you a game of either Star Wars game on TTS if you ever wanted to. I might try Legion on TTS, but playing 40k on TTS is absolute wank.
I mean, you are not a fan of wargaming on TTS. It just doesn't hold your focus, and I've experienced that firsthand.
Here's what I'd probably do, right? I'd probably, in order to probably make it a lot better, I would legitimately plug my VR headset in and do it that way. Because with the VR one, because obviously, like, I can't not focus on it, because you're standing at the table picking up dice and rolling them. That's probably how I do it.
Okay.
Just like, no, babe.
That way, I think would probably be absolutely fine. But it's like when you're just trying to sit there and do it like normally, with you're just staring at the screen and so like everything's really finicky to try and move and this, that, and the other. It's kind of fucked. So Legion works. It's automated, no manual measuring, and they've made the dials and measuring tools work. Oh. Okay, if someone's done all the work for me, then yeah, I'm so fucking down to try it.
I mean, I'll do anything where I don't have to do anything.
Yeah, exactly. We'll have to tell Evan as well because he was interested in it. See, me and Evan are going to be the weird ones that are like, oh guys, we're going to go play this weird game real fast, make a video on it, and we're like, and everyone's just confused with the situation. And then
that
everyone
could absolutely be a series of testing different games, and whatever picks up the most traction, we keep as a permanent resident.
Yeah, and then yeah, for the rest of you, it would just be like, hey, who wants to play 40k? Yeah, I'm down. Who wants to play Sigma? Yeah, that sounds good.
Or will someone make a fucking video, please?
Please. Please!
Oh,
Um,
you don't have black, babe?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to redo a lot of this fucking blue.
Yeah. No, we have to do that in Safari.
That's so ugly.
But still, no one plays Lord of the Ring. Hey, look, I'm actually wanting to try. I want to try Lord of the Rings. I do. I want to try Lord of the Ring out. And I don't know what. It'd probably be a dwarf thing. Because I remember when I was talking about it before, and I just like the dwarf models. So I'd totally try that out too.
It's because you are a dwarf.
Exactly. I embrace it, even though I do not have the facial hair for it. It all sits on my neck, not my face. Genetically, I am a neckbeard.
Just genetically?
Yeah, just genetically. Before you imply anything else, you cheeky fuck.
Yeah.
Diagnosed with neckbeard.
Do you know what? You caught me out just in time, guys. I didn't get to imply anything.
Cheeky bastard.
What's it different?
Oh,
On all levels except physical, I am a wolf. A wooga.
But still, no one plays Lord of the Rings.
Lord of the Rings is like a. So the oh, you don't actually touch the models. Oh, sick.
So I was like, fair enough.
Yeah, no, Lord of the Rings because it's a very specific game. I know Evan actually bought. Didn't Evan buy some of the Lord of the Rings minis? Yes, he did. I remember he bought the Battle of Pelennor. Because I remember we walked to Games Workshop when he picked it up.
Right.
We were at Firestorm and we walked to Games Workshop to pick up a thing and just have a look around. And then he just took it off the shelf and he goes, I want this. And we're like, okay. Yeah, and I spoke to him at one point, I'm pretty sure. I think it was like
A classic move.
I think it's a classic Evan, and I'm pretty sure it's like 80 quid.
Oh my god.
He had just been paid as well, though, to be fair.
Yeah, that's about right.
And it's annoying because of all these pre-orders coming out on Saturday, and I get paid on Friday. I'm gonna buy me a Storm Strike, the new Storm Speeders.
It's so freeing not having to purchase Warhammer.
True.
It's
To be
pretty
fair,
not
I don't.
having pets.
Yeah. To be fair, I don't actually need to buy it. I will. I think the only thing I'm gonna pre-order is just the Dark Angels Codex, so we can do a review on it.
I've got what's it called?
I've still got a fucking Gladiator built, like in a box, ready to be built. Like I haven't even fucking touched that.
Oh, I've got all of the stuff I had for Christmas under my bed that needs to be built.
Oh yeah, and I've also got the Blood Bowl Orc team that Chrissy got me to build and
Fuck
paint.
yeah. Black Orc or Standard Orc?
The old Orc, the Gouged Eye. So I think it's just the standard Orc team.
I prefer it, honestly. Just because I like more dynamic play.
That's true.
And with Black Orc, you have one style of play.
Yeah, the starting box is good, apart from the one glaring issue that the Witch King has no dismount. Still waiting on that eventual Nid Codex. It will be good. Okay, I want to say this now. I think the Nid Codex is going to be probably really good. I'm calling it now because the Necron Codex was amazing.
Yeah, but the Necron Codex had a lot of new models.
That's true, and I think the Nid Codex, when it comes out, and even looking at every other book that we've had so far, there have been some glaring issues in some cases, but they're also giving you options, and they are balanced to an extent.
I'm waiting.
These are the best codexes we've ever seen.
Yeah, I
waiting
will
to see
actually
the
agree with
Xenos
that.
ones.
Hmm.
I'm waiting to see a Xenos Codex before
Yeah, an actual Xenos Codex. Necrons don't count.
Yeah, we've got Dark Eldar coming up in like.
Yeah, so Dark Eldar's going to be a tricky one because Dark Eldar suck ass.
I think the
They've
Dark
got, like, rapid
Eldar one
systems
in
and
reality is going to be absolutely fine.
I hope
Fox
so.
Warriors, thank you very much for the follow, my dude. Appreciate it. How you doing, Foxy? Though I will get Custodes soon. I kind of want Custodes as well. I want to make a Lock Wardens with the black with the gold accents. Oh, I fucking love that color scheme.
I think you mean Anvils of the Heldenhammer.
You shut your whore mouth.
Sorry, the black with gold accents.
Yeah,
These bad boys right here.
the bad boys that he is currently painting.
This light makes them look.
Yeah, I've got a bunch of sisters stuff to do. I've got a bunch of crons that's new and to do those. Instead, I've just picked up the random bits of Stormcast I have.
Like, oh, I'll paint this.
Just, you know.
Like white t-shirts.
In reality,
Why?
though, that's what you kind of. I was gonna do silver and red. Ooh. Oh yeah. That would look sick actually. I really like the idea of silver Custodes. The thing is, at that point though, if you're painting stuff that's like not on your main to-do list, it's more just to try and keep up hobby motivation.
Yeah, at least you're painting something.
Yeah, exactly. Like, hence why I keep flopping back and forth between like, I'll start painting my ogres. I've had these ogres for like over a year. I'm like, you know what? I really just want to paint something different, you know? And then I started painting it, and I'm super happy with how they've turned out. But now I'm like, I'm gonna paint my fucking Tempestus. Why not? Like, I'm never gonna get any of these armies fucking finished, though, annoyingly. But I'm still gonna at least paint what's there.
I mean, with every model, they get one step closer.
Until I buy more.
Yeah, that actually I think is the issue. It's not that you're jumping between armies, it's that you're buying models faster than you painting them.
Real Sisyphus hours.
I only paint on for even deadlines. I mean, yeah, that's... Oh, yeah, event deadlines. Yeah, no, that's fair. Well, to be fair, this channel is going to be one of the main reasons I actually finish parts of my hobby, because I want these on camera. And having grey models on camera will suck ass.
Oh, that's not allowed.
It's a cringe one.
It's cringe.
Legitimately, though, I don't think that we should have any.
Oh, any at all. Even if, like, it's a brand new model, we need to give it, like, a fucking go-over with a spray can and a wash.
Yeah.
Just so there's something on it.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't think that'll be too bad. I've almost finished the skin on this man now.
Well, if you really want a model on camera, I mean, you can paint, if you really try, you can paint a squad in a day.
Oh yeah, like
of like 10 models.
I think in the last 6 months I've painted a Gandalf.
Yeah, but Gandalf's fucking hot. Requires a lot of work.
You gotta put a lot of time and care into Gandalf.
Yeah, he's Magic Daddy, come on.
You gotta cherish your Gandalfs.
Hashtag cherish your Gandalfs.
Hashtag Magic Daddy.
Oh, fucking hell, John.
What?
Right. I have D&D to play.
Oh, that's
so
fair.
I will be back. Maybe I won't be back. That's a lie.
Yeah.
You're probably going to be playing until like midnight.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, buenos dias, folks.
See you in a bizzle.
See you in a bizzle. If only I had the mental capacity to actually continuously run my D&D games. I'm a severely broken human being.
Ah, that's fine.
Oh no,
Why are we doing this?
I have to fix the John cam. Close that.
What, everyone's stealing your...
There we go. I fixed the John cam. There he is.
Where am I? I'm here.
I fixed you now. But yeah, no, I'm hoping that
Another picture took Barbara. Not relevant
like
anymore.
especially when it comes to me trying to do D&D and everything else, it's fighting a lot of anxiety issues and then overthinking things and then being so concerned that I'm not going to run anything very well, and then if I decide to cancel, that I'm probably going to let loads of people down and this, that, and the other.
Yep. And then because of the anxiety, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy.
Yeah, exactly, and that's the problem, and I feel super fucking awful about it. Because I don't want to, like, mess people around, and I want everyone to try and have a good time.
I think with that kind of thing, I think it, honestly, if you're not in a headspace where you're confident that you're going to be sort of good for a while, and be able to run it for a while, you have to just sit on it and not, effectively not do it, because, as I said, you end up creating that cycle for yourself, and no one's happy with that. Nobody wants you to be having a bad time.
Yeah, because I was talking to Chrissy about it last night. And it doesn't. What doesn't help as well is obviously that the two main people I'd ask for assistance with this are also in the campaign, so I can't tell them anything without spoiling things.
Oh, that is just the curse of a DM.
Yeah, that's true.
When you're DMing your best friends, you can't share any of your ideas.
Yeah, I miss D&D. My groups always stop and I'm not confident to DM. Yeah, like, as I've said, it's such a self-fulfilling prophecy of if you're not confident, you can really throw yourself down a rabbit hole. And there are times where I'm like, I've actually really enjoyed and I've done interesting things with a session. That's great. And then when it comes around to the next week, it's like, oh no.
Yeah, now I've got to live up for what I did last time.
Yeah, exactly. And it's that constant kind of, that cycle. For the next session, though, I've actually got something that I think is going to be really fun for everyone. It's just, it's two things. It's making sure there's enough of it, and also making sure that it's not going to kill them, or is going to be too easy. You know, and it's kind of stacking a lot of that. So there's a lot of extra work I need to do on that front, but the base idea I have is solid, and that's what I'm kind of trying to use to drive me forward. And I've been kind of writing and adding more to it like over the last couple of days because I'm like I should really do that. I've drawn up a map for mine. I just plan to have them go at it. No forced story. Things just happen per where they want to go. Yeah. I mean, that's
You'll be amazed at the lack of direction that people can have.
Yeah, no, that's basically what I'm doing right now. that's just what I did. It's like, oh, I want to make a map. Yeah, this world seems really cool, and put people in it. Oh fuck, I need to get. You gotta give people reasons to do things and what they want to do. But at that point, that's more. I feel that becomes session 0 and character backstory stuff.
Yeah.
So that's also a thing that just comes with time as well.
I'm a dingus. I'm an absolute dingus. I missed a bit.
Are you a dingus? Stop it. Stop being dingus.
I think a problem that a lot of DMs have is they build a cool world. And they have loads of great ideas for what to do in that world. And then people create characters that, obviously, because this is the nature of all human beings, don't fit exactly as to what the DM wanted to do in the world.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, the DM says, "Oh, you know, made this cool idea for like quite a militaristic campaign where they're regimented by the government to fight people, and they find out there's corruption in the government. It's really hard." Then the party comes along and goes, "Hey, we've made this whole party, and we're meant to be like a traveling circus."
Yeah.
And then there's this conflict where the DM doesn't want to railroad them, but also really wants to do their story.
Yeah.
I mean, with some people, by all means, write a book. Don't play D&D, write a book instead.
Yeah. Valid.
But yeah, it's, I guess, shaping the story around your players.
Which is kind of what I'm doing at the moment, or trying to do anyway, with the current game I'm running.
Mm.
And I was like, kind of
It's just trying to feed people potential reasons to do a thing, or just seeing what they do with the information that they have.
I'm always a big believer that one of the greatest motivators in D&D, something to really piss off a party, is racism.
Right.
One of my favorite starting for a campaign that I ran ages ago, started with effectively a load of half-elves being kidnapped from a tavern, or from a town, so that a load of pure-blood elves could go and fix them.
Oh, jeez, okay.
Yeah, no, you know, it darkened stuff, but also, hey, the party really gathered together for that one. They grouped up quick and sorted out that problem without any hesitation.
I guess a bonus extra thing is always trying to find giving the reason the party, not just to stick together for the first time, but try to keep it going. Which is a problem I definitely encountered with the current campaign of just like trying to keep everyone together in somehow, and then
Yeah. I think it needs to be a grander problem, I guess.
Yeah. The thing is, there are grander problems, they just haven't occurred yet. Or you haven't, like, people haven't uncovered it yet.
I mean, at the moment, just because of the way our backstories line up, have good reason to stick with Nyx and Carla. Just because of our motivations.
Yeah. And I want to use that as well, because I want to actually get Jake to roleplay.
I know it's super dark and grainy, but hey, I got boys in my Wait, let me see, man.
Oh no, hang on. The camera's kind of fucked. Bear with me.
It's too dark. You actually can't see. There's boys in my battle wagon now.
There they are.
With guns.
Yay!
So that's good fun. Now I just have to fill these turret holes.
Fill it.
Oh no, that's not supposed to stick on. Cool. I just removed a non-glued piece that I remembered I'm not actually going to glue and panicked for a second.
I've panicked, but also solved the problem.
Mm-hmm.
Right, let's clean up the areas around this, and then we can throw some washes on it, and I can call it done. So it's the black.
Is that a finished model?
Almost. Well, it means it needs basing and extra shit, but not far off.
Good job.
But I think I really.
Getting the light off so the white balance is better for my camera. Fantastic. Oh, and also for my eyes. Christ, that was a lot.
My eyes. Well, I mean, you were basically just self-blinding your, like...
Well, I mean, yeah, my painting lamp is a £2 lamp from Home Bargains, so, you know.
Mm.
I am.
It's also hot. I just realised how warm I am. Lamps
Sometimes
shouldn't
it
get that warm.
Yeah, they just kind of get like that, though, sometimes.
I mean, cheap lamps.
Mm.
Building turrets. Ooh, building turrets.
Yeah,
Build a grot box. A sit down boy. And what else? Hatch. Cool.
Got the finest fucking possible point now. You still go to... You're studying Cardiff, go to Firestorm? Yes! Well, obviously we can't go to Firestorm.
Not currently, no.
No, but, you know, we are all still in the South Wales area. I mean, I'm pretty committed because I've got a house and a job and stuff. And pretty much everyone else is in the same boat. They, you know, they've all got working reasons to be where they are, so...
I am familiar.
And there's so many... It's difficult sometimes to find, like, game stores that are actually... that are worth it. You've moved... Oh, you've moved into Cardiff. Oh, awesome. Oh, yeah, because you weren't in Cardiff before now, were you? You were, like... Newport Way or something, weren't you?
That's awesome.
More people to play with. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
And we're gonna need... Especially... Oh, he's in the Bay. Ah, fair play.
Very nice. In some places.
Mm. No, I think he's moved inside Firestorm. He's hanging out in the rafters.
I'm in the Bay. Then he said Ponty.
Ponty was for uni. Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, because obviously living in... if living in Ponty sometimes is not great.
Yeah, no, Ponty is a garbage place full of garbage people. And students.
You mean garbage people?
Yep. Hey, remember the day when there was, like, body parts found in the river and everyone was like, huh, neat.
Remember the time where people were very confused about people shitting in the streets, and it turned out it was an old guy who lived there trying to get students removed?
Yep.
That was fun.
I love this sort of... What is the mental...
The process for that.
Route between going from one to the other, yeah.
Oh, this is something students would definitely do, therefore I'll get them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm glad I never really lived in Ponty. I had that benefit. However, I will say, we may have to pilfer Evan pilfer Zell at points, because he is also one of the only Tyranid players I know of. So if we get when the Tyranid Codex comes out, we're gonna need that content.
Mm. The Bay is much nicer. You ain't kidding.
You ain't not kidding. To be fair, anything's a step up, but the Bay is a pretty good slot to be in.
Absolutely.
Oh. Fucking, why is gold paint such a fucking pain?
I mean...
Because you're not decadent enough to use.
You're not wrong.
You shall live more of a life of luxury, then it will respect you.
I need to be pimping at all times.
Oh, there's something so sad about that.
You better be pimping in there.
Boy,
If I don't hear you pimping,
you want that grand, boy?
you better be. Nids are just meh. So much meh. But that should hopefully change. Again, the Dark Eldar Codex will be a good indication of how they're handling all the, like, the new Xenos races. Well, all the Xenos races. So, Necron's got, like, loads of extra models and all this cool stuff. But Nids and, like, Dark Eldar were in a really rough spot before. And if hopefully their Codex looks decent, it will be a good sign ahead. I highly doubt they'll fuck it up this time round, because they're not releasing it super early. I think the Tyranids are going to be like a middle release. We can only hope. Alright, let's get this Flesh Shade on here.
Yeah, man. Like, I definitely self-righteous before, and man, did I wish someone.
Wade sounds like she's having a good time. You're just doing your noise gate.
I just muted for a second.
That's fair.
It's safer sometimes.
Valid. Well, my foot's going numb! Hiveguard are still stupid good. The only people I know for 40k, so we need to catch them when 40k can be played again in person. Yeah, hopefully things go okay on that front. Because, I mean, at least in terms of quarantine stuff, if they go by current estimates of, you know, they're still hitting their targets specifically for Wales, most normal people would probably start getting vaccinated in March.
I do not believe that for a second.
That is only if, because Chrissy was doing the maths on this, that is only if they consistently hit their targets week on week, which is probably not going to happen, but it's a good-ish sign.
And right now, that's what we live for.
That's all.
Good.
Yeah.
Ish.
That's all we need.
I mean, to be fair, I've been living my life in the ish for many years, and I'm doing fine.
You okay there, John?
I'm good. Nah, I'm doing good. I realised I left a silence at the end of that for quite a while.
A bit too long. I'm concerned for you.
Oh, this is the cutest little turret. I love it. Got it.
You know, we will definitely have to play some 40k because we need to try and find a good solution for playing 40k and playing games and things.
Yep.
Hopefully by that point I should actually have a Tempestus army, at least playable. Probably not filmable, but definitely playable.
Hey guys,
what's
just
up?
for a little comparison on my camera here. This is the normal turret on top of the battle wagon. And this is the little turret.
Oh.
That goes on.
Oh, it's adorable.
Yep, it's a cutie.
Fucking adorable.
Although I can have them anywhere, actually. The kind of cool thing with these turrets is that they can all go in any of the locations.
Right, where's my notes? Where's me? There we go. I have to write down recipes. I think it was. Yeah, it was Earthshade on the blue. Non-oil on everything else.
Null oil on everything.
On everything. I mean, basically. I do need to actually get some new paint, and I'm trying to, like, I don't want to just have, like, one. I don't want to just try and order, like, one thing from Firestorm. I want to try and order, like, make it somewhat worth it. Like, at least, like, a few good amount of paint.
I get you.
But sometimes they're just not doable. I need to get some shades. I need to get replacements of colors I actually use. Like my my super dark brown has basically dried up somehow, and I don't even know fucking how, but it has. And then anything else that takes my fancy. What brushes am I using? I don't. They're called Rock Ninja. That's the name of the brand.
That's fucking rad.
Chrissy got me them for Christmas. Like she got me a full paint set of new brushes. So I've been using those, and they're very much not like short bristles. They're long, flexible bristles, synthetically. So if you're in the market for, and that's kind of your preferred brush style, then these would probably be a good one. I think they come on Amazon. Otherwise, I use army painted dry brushes.
Yeah.
The big these fuckers, because they're like the makeup ones. Or I use Artist Opus series brushes as well. I really like using them because that's for like when I really need to do like really small detail or like just a small model. Then I'd use something like that. So yeah, if you are looking for paintbrushes, I mean, these Rock Ninja ones are really nice, actually. I will say, though, if you are getting a new set of brushes, one thing you should probably add into that list is brush soap. I need to use mine more. It's really good to just keeping the brushes alive, regardless of whether you're using like really fancy brushes or just shitty GW brushes. Like, it's definitely worth getting some brush soap just to keep them maintaining and keep the brushes lasting a lot longer. Because like if you get like curled tips, or you get, for example, curled tips or frayed ends or anything like that, then the brush soap is really like, yeah, sometimes you have to pay a little bit of premium for a good one, but it's worth it. Super worth it. I need to actually go through and do a lot of that on mine and just try and restore them. Because if you do it right and, you know, actually like batch paint it and leave it for like an hour after you do the first time, do it again, give it a couple of washes, the brushes become good as new. Like, absolutely.
Yeah.
They're absolutely fantastic.
Presumably it works like a conditioner as well.
Yeah. And I'm putting this away, but I'm not doing the fucking trousers. Not the trousers. Oh yeah, no, the trousers need the wash.
Fighting trousers.
Here's camo pants. Ogrin battle trousers. I haven't been fucked to do any of the actual camo patterns on these yet for a while, because I feel like that's an extra detail. I'm like, when I've got time, I'm like, okay, I'll just add the camo on it now.
I was gonna say, I don't think you need the camo to be table ready by any means.
Oh no, definitely not. It's just brown trousers. It's just the tan trousers and then an earth shade over it.
But I do really like your camo effect. I really like how it looks with those colors as well.
It's all about that desert camo. But yeah, no, I don't think you heard, because I've actually got a name for the Tempestus Force now.
Oh yeah.
The 141st Lumeran Dragons is going to be their now lore name.
Fantastic.
And
that actually sounds really badass.
Yeah, it also gives me an excuse of if I end up getting guard for any reason and actually continuing the Force, that I can have other companies, but the Tempestus being like the higher end. So there's 140 companies of hell, and then the 141st is when you get into the is obviously being the only Tempestus one. That is your, like, when you become you know, you've committed as career soldier and you've made it that far, then you put your skills to the test, because they're the ones being set on the proper drop strike missions. So
cool. They are the best, and what they're effectively the Expendables.
Yeah, pretty much.
So was it Sylvester Stallone?
Yeah.
And Jason Statham.
Good old Jason Statham. I mean, technically, because there is Captain Price in this, so...
I love it.
All right. Well, yeah, because I've based them off of Task Force 141 from Call of Duty. So you got Captain Price, you got Ghost, you got Soap.
When
You're gonna have a squad leader called Ramirez, and he's gonna have to go protect the food receptacle.
When there was a first kill team rules, a friend of mine who played Tau used the like town naming thing and alphabet and all that kind of stuff to name all those things, and it was super nerdy and super cool. But he had one character that was a fresh recruit.
Yeah.
So his model's name was, I can't remember exactly what it was. It was the Tau translation for spoon.
Right.
And I really like that as a name for a rookie now, just having them as Spoon.
Fucking Spoon. Well, it's better than the FNG, the fucking new guy.
Mm-hmm.
Who's got the FNG?
We got Blazer, Taser, Ramirez, and Spoon. Spoon's new.
He hasn't earned a cool name yet.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking no one likes his Spoon. Then he comes in and helps out at the end of the day, and he saves everyone. He's like, we liked you always, Spoon.
Yeah.
We'll think of a proper name for you.
Good job, Spoon. What is your real name anyway? I think I prefer Spoon now. Yeah, it's a classic.
Oh god. I prefer Spoon. Well, what are we gonna call the new guy then? Spoon 2? Tablespoon? Teaspoon? No, we're gonna call him fucking Fork instead. Fuck that guy.
That doesn't quite fit the way I want it to. Am I just using the... I'm gonna switch it out.
You're just doing it wrong.
I think I'm just doing it wrong, aren't I?
Just don't do it wrong.
Just doing it wrong.
To be fair, I actually quite like these, the time for the midweek workshops. I mean, obviously we're doing it on a Wednesday, when every other time we'll be doing it on a Tuesday. But blame YouTube for the Wednesday slot. It's YouTube's fault.
So long, Zell. Week. Hope we get to have a game sometime soon.
Yeah, looking forward to it. Obviously, stay safe, and we'll see you on hopefully Thursday for the podcast.
Hmm.
And speaking of which, I think most of the podcast is just going to be talking about like whatever topic we bring and whatever they reveal for the Dark Angels, because they've already revealed an extra thing for the Dark Angels today.
Oh yeah.
It's the Ravenwing stuff. So because it's like obviously you don't have normal foot troops as Ravenwing, but if you play as Ravenwing, all your bikes and your ATVs and like anything with the bike keywords gets objective secured.
Oh my god.
But that's also because you're not taking troops. You're not allowed to take troops.
I mean, that's still terrifying.
Yeah. But it also their doctrine, which is, for Devastators, the heavy one, allows them to move. They gain an extra 3 inches move, and they can advance and shoot without penalty.
Woof.
Because obviously that's the entire
thing that
point.
They just have turned on all the time.
No, that's whenever the Devastator Doctrine is active. So at the so for turn 1 only, that's what they have.
Oh, fair enough.
The rest of the time, their main thing is that bikes, if they bike anything with the bike keyword, if they advance, get a 4-up invuln.
My god.
And then any other vehicle, so the speeders and anything bigger than that, you have to use a stratagem for. But ATVs are bikes, so they got a 4-up invuln.
Are those the dual crash racing?
Yeah. So they get a 4-up invuln, and you can give them melter guns, so that means they're firing their turn 1 melters, probably in melter range, by just running
no
at
penalty.
you with next to no penalty. Obviously then they fucking die, because whatever's left will destroy them. But it's kind of funny.
but it's pretty fucking funny, so we're okay with it.
It's a good meme.
Man, I'm so glad I have a bits box because I just glued the right arm onto someone and realized I don't have a left arm.
I'm sure you can find one.
Oh, I've got tons in a bits box, but like dropping things,
But fuck.
dropping lots of things. Should I give this guy a power claw?
The answer is
No,
yes.
It's a waste of a power claw. It would just be for aesthetic purposes.
Oh, give him a
He wouldn't.
big spanner. Give him a spoon.
Give him a spoon. Might have to.
This is our spoon. We like spoon.
A right hand.
Yeah.
Let's see how that looks.
What?
Cool.
Absolutely
Right.
won't work.
This is what we got with the Bulgrin. Obviously, there's
That's
a little
really
there's a
cool.
little demon skull down there.
I really like
I
it.
like the front of the Bulgrin armor because their main they've got the chest piece and then the dangly bit they have is just a tank tread that they've just ripped off and attached to it, which is kind of funny to be fair. Right, what do I need to do now? I need a big brush. Give me a big brush. That's a
For this dude's left arm, do I use a
Yes.
slugger or a chopper?
yes.
Considering he's going to be like a tank commander.
Oh, chopper, obviously. Get them
Yeah.
closer so I can hit them with my chopper.
Do I use a one that looks like a chain knife, or one that just looks like a big knife?
Big knife. Gotta give it a big knife. I've actually given the Bulgrin, the Bulgrin commander, the bonehead.
Or a big axe, actually. I got big
yeah,
axes. Sorry.
The bonehead for the Bulgrins is gonna be like, he's like a Captain Price impersonator. So he's got the big mustache, and I've given him
Oh,
a big
fantastic.
knife instead of a power maul.
Wait, he's got a big mustache?
Yeah.
I want to see this.
Hang on, I have to. Hang on. Let me dig it out. Gotta find him now.
That was a good sound.
Yeah.
There he is.
Yeah.
Oh, right, I'm coming back. Here he is. It's kind of hard to see on his face.
I'm gonna wait for it to come up on the stream.
He's got an eye patch and he's got a little mustache underneath.
I love it.
So I've given him a big knife, and he's the captain. He's a Captain Price impersonator.
Yeah.
Hmm.
What big power.
Absolutely love it.
Let's get the base done on this thing, so we can let it dry.
When I bought it before,
Get some chill beats.
fine. Just
Is that cool?
what?
I missed a bit of Nuln Oil that I needed to do. Fuck. Had a slight cleanup as well. Let's get this base brown down and I'll go back and fix it. One thing that's a benefit about having long bristle brushes at times.
Mm-hmm.
Is that when you just need to be quite light around an edge, you've got so much, like, the front of the top of the brush will just bend quite a lot. So you can
Yep.
just kind of just fill it in a gap.
I get you.
Yeah. I've
Very
got,
helpful. Especially when you, like, can't get to a place
I've got
just
a
because of,
pretty
like, the angle of a leg, like I'm having now.
Smell like sick. Something like that.
Definitely glue those together. I'm trying to work out how much of these turrets I want to glue before I start painting them.
Hmm.
Because if I glue certain bits, for example, if I glue the commander into his little cockpit, I will not be able to paint him.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Because I just won't be able to fit a brush in there.
That would not actually associated.
Let's clean this brush off. Let's finish this. Just a bit of the black we need.
That did that.
Give that a sec to dry.
What is fucked messaging people with?
No, don't turn off TV.
Anyways, so I made this thing.
I just dropped a tiny, tiny important part.
Oh no. Well, luckily you have like laminate flooring. You don't have carpet like I do.
Yeah, I know, but God knows how far it bounced. My shoes are here. It might be in one of those.
It's not a bad idea to check.
Where the hell is it gone?
There we go.
So I was gonna try work schedule. That sort of happened.
This is grand.
Oh, this sucks.
Ooh, definitely just heard myself kick it. There it is. Hey, camera. There we go.
There we go.
But this stems
Right, where's me texture paint? There we go. Where's me texture paint? Where's me trowel? Where is my trowel? There it is. Looking in the wrong place.
Alright, show me this trowel.
I mean, it's the textured moving tool, but I just call it trowel for some reason.
Show me the trowel.
There it is.
Okay. Yeah, no, that's a trowel. That's fair enough.
There's a little bit. And I can show kind of how I do my my Badlands bases, because it's a very simple basing scheme, but I think it's very effective. It smells this paint smells weird, right? I don't know why. It reminds me of like a chocolate smell.
Are you putting chocolate on your models?
No, but it smells like I am. You know?
Seems like a waste of good chocolate.
Or a good use of bad chocolate.
I'm sorry, Wade.
I was Wade sad because she can't eat anything.
Yep.
You obviously overestimate me, my friend. You think too highly of me. Because it's vegan dark chocolate. Big deal.
All these other bits can go back in the bits box.
I was gonna say, you know, did you see the chat we were having earlier about that model that was gonna 3D print?
Which one?
The Walker. If you look in the
Yes,
Yeah.
I think I have seen it. Yes.
would you want to get in on that?
I was saying that it would be a good stand-in for a Sentinel.
Oh yeah, like it's very much like that.
Yeah, it's fucking rad.
But would you be down to try and orcify it a little bit if I made one?
Oh fuck yeah! If you print off one of those, yeah, I'm happy to. I've got so many bits and stuff that I can stick onto it.
Because the idea is I was going to print one for everyone who wanted to try it out, and see what people did with it.
Yeah, no, I'd absolutely love to do that. That'd be so cool.
But also use that as a
I want to
platform
find out
to make
if
a
I could
video.
use it. I want to see what I could use to make it usable, like in a game.
It'd be like a killer can. for
I
you.
guess so, yeah. So I'd have to put a grot in it.
We could do that. Like, there's one with like, the front of it
Guys,
can have like
I
a
said that,
foldy out
and I
bit.
just looked at a spare grot that I have.
Oh.
Like,
He's
I've
about
already got a
that
grot
grot is
pilot
about
ready
to
to go.
ascend.
yeah,
That grot's about to have a great time.
I need to fix my squig bombs as well.
Oh yeah, I forgot they broke, didn't they?
I need to find some better wheels for them.
Nope.
Because at the moment they're just button wheels,
That's true.
which is cute, but
Not
not very
practical.
effective.
This is witchcraft.
That's...
Yeah.
The Bert thing. Pick up.
I think I might have to do it from this side.
Oh, I absolutely love that. So because I've kept my kill cannon rotatable,
Mm.
and I'm going to keep my little commander rotatable, I can have him constantly pointing at whatever I'm shooting at.
Oh, that's appropriate.
Yeah.
He becomes
Wait,
a directional marker then, doesn't he?
Yeah, I've actually got Have I done that bit upside down? I absolutely fucking have.
Right, that can go on. You can be left alone for a bit while that dries. Oh, and I think I've hurt myself.
You've hit yourself? What have you done?
Yeah, no, my midsection is a bit...
Oh, I get that a lot when I'm
Because I'm bending
leaning
over.
over models because I get so focused.
It's hard. You can't really lean back and paint, though. That's not really a thing that you can do. You know?
I mean, I think it's just a testament to how tense we get when we're doing it.
Mm. It's a bit weird.
So, their birthday month.
Oh.
I'll have a look at the August one. August is
Oh, Christ. And I've got the tissue paper that's stuck to me.
July, I'm getting the Thunder movie.
To be fair, I think next step... Oh, to be fair, actually, I need to order some bases because I've got Tempestus and I cannot find the bag of bases that they use.
Some spare bases.
I need,
Or
like...
they need different sizes.
No, they're all the same size, but it's like the 25mm. I just need the standard, like, small guardsman bases. But I've got...
Is that what I use?
That's what your orc boys are on, yeah.
Is that what the... Because remember I got those bag of spare bases and all I needed was 3 of them.
Yeah. I mean, how many are left?
That means there should be 7 left.
Oh, okay, I need more than 7.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Because then I can put that squad on bases, and then I've got a bag of 10 here, but I've also got 2 unbuilt, like, I've still got an unbuilt 10-man squad to do, so, you know, there is that.
Mm.
And then that will be all the Tempestus stuff I have. At least the troops are built, and then I need to build the vehicles. And the vehicles are pretty much just going to be... That's going to be more of a dry brush job. That is just going to be... Because I've got the colour that I'd be painting these guys in a spray can from Evan. So I'm just going to spray them all... Like, spray everything that colour. Do any, like, additional metallics and everything, and then dry brush the rest of it, and just say... Fuck it, because, especially vehicles, for some reason, I really hate painting vehicles. Vehicles are just those one weird things to try and paint for me. I just don't like it.
I think I've realised that it's such a daunting task. It's taken me ages to do this one, and I'm still almost... Well...
You still got loads of that you need to do.
I'm sat here going, I don't know what bit to do now. Like,
Yeah.
it's just, there's so much to do.
Yeah, that's pretty much the main thing.
That sort of analysis breakdown of what to do next.
It sucks. It really does, because I'm like, okay, I need to try and best just paint this vehicle to the most minimal amount, right? And fucking nah.
Nah, I'll just not.
Just not. You know, it's fine.
That sounds easier.
Just don't. Oh, just getting notifications of like, oh, we've had notifications on our fucking Twitch thing of achievements we've got.
Oh,
You know?
yeah. We have streamed.
Yeah, basically, it's like, you did a stream, well done. Especially because affiliate is 50 followers.
Yeah.
Stream for 8 hours, stream on 7 different days, and have an average of 3 viewers. We've actually beaten the average so far.
Yeah, we'll definitely be able to do that, I think.
Yeah.
Even if it's just us.
You'll find a way. And then, yeah, we've done the whole It Begins. Start your first stream, update your stream title, explore your dashboard, reach 2 followers. It's a start. It's a start for a first stream.
Absolutely.
Oh, Zal is back and with food, and yeah, we hopefully should hit affiliate pretty fast, which means we can get tier 1 subs, and we could probably justify at that point having a little tip jar, just so we can add things in, which we need to set up a proper PayPal for.
Yes.
The business account. Well, that's business stuff. We'll figure that out.
We're talking about that at some point on the weekend.
Yeah, I was gonna say Saturday when people are free.
Taking that England.
Have a proper chat about it. Do some of the costy things.
Yeah.
My spine really hurts now.
Oh no.
Fuck.
Sit back, relax. Let's just have a chat.
Yeah, I'm just having a chill right now. I'll go back to the main screen. Oh no. That's worse. There we go. When I went back to the main screen, it's all fucked because it's synced up for everyone else's camera. It's fine. I'll just stay on this screen. We're good on this one. We're showing off we're literally watching paint dry. Fucking amazing.
There's no point in looking at mine. It's there's not much happening there either.
See, okay, I want to point out now. This is the skin color that I really like. So it's a darker hue of like pinkish skin with the dark base, and then the one, it just looks like a more normal skin color.
It looks like someone who's been outside.
Exactly. Like a lot of things where they're like, oh, you gotta have like really like bright highlights. I'm like, hang on, it doesn't look. It looks too like pale, like they've never been outside. Yeah, the undercolor is it's Catachan flesh. This brown color. This is a really good color. I really like Catachan flesh. It's one of the newer ones they did. And then wash. Yeah, it's Catachan flesh. Wash with Reikland flesh shade. And then completely layer it. Obviously trying to keep the muscle outline. So like make sure that the darker color is still showing underneath. 2 thin coats of this of Cadian flesh tone. And then another coat of Reikland flesh shade. And then at that point, it's just any additional highlights you'd want to do, either with Cadian flesh tone or Kislev flesh, which I don't own, but I need to get.
May I recommend? I don't know what color you'd use for it.
Yes.
I guess what you could use is a something like a Blood Angel's red. Get 99% of it off your brush, and just do the lightest dry brush on the elbows.
Ooh.
Just because everyone's got pinky elbows.
That's not a bad point, actually.
I mean, if you want to go mad with detail,
especially on these guys, because the elbows they're in a weird pose. The elbows are always kind of sticking out. So yeah, that's not a bad idea.
The sort of exposed joints.
What I will do, actually, because Zell brings up a point of having to remember things. What I will do is I will make at least I'll post on Twitter the recipe for it, and also I think what might be helpful at points with color schemes that we do of any model of army is to actually write down the recipe and make sure that we can put it in a place that people can access. I'd happily we talked on Twitter before, so I'll post it on Twitter. But I think just having a link off to be like our hobby recipes, and then just like find, okay, so say I want to look at Evan's Death Guard of how he does some specific things, just, write that down. Or
I think in the case of the channel, because the channel, I think, as we've talked about it, seems to be more focused on playing than it is on painting.
I think it's going to be both, in reality, because Evan's a really good painter. And I think doing individual models, like individual units, that if in a set style, that we could show that off.
Yeah, that's...
Because I think it'd be fun, especially with the 3D printing video I'm planning to do. That's going to be more of a hobby video, because we can't play with it, obviously, but it's going to be 3D printing a model, and then giving it 3D printing it multiple times to different, and then sending it to different people, and then just watching to see what they do with it. I think, I'll probably won't assemble it for everyone, but I will send everyone the instructions to be able to do so. To be fair, actually, I think it's pretty a lot of the they're ball joints that fit together, so there is that.
Cool.
And then I will post that, and I'll make sure to tag the original creator in it, because it's a company called Anvil Industries, that do loads of conversions, mostly for guard and for sisters.
Do you want to display the model up on your stream there?
Good point. I should just do that.
You should just stop talking about it. Just show people what you're on about.
Yeah. So let me grab while we watch the paint dry. Where is it? Because the post for this showing it off is available everywhere.
So you're not giving away like.
No, I'm not giving
Patreon.
away. No, I'm not giving away secrets.
Yeah.
So this is what it looks like. So it's kind of like a Sentinel cross Titanfall mech. Specifically because it's a suit, and it's like when you're inside the mech, you've got the top carapace, and you've also got like it's not like underslung weapons. It is holding like a big gun, which I've always preferred it as an aesthetic. So I love the Titanfall mechs for doing it, because it is just like, right, I've got a gun the size of a tank, and it feels like I'm shooting, instead of just like, oh, I have an underslung grenade launcher, and like, sometimes it's kind of okay, sometimes it's a bit meh. But so what Anvil have done, and Anvil are a really good company for third-party bits that fit with 40k stuff. A lot of guardsman options, because like Praetorians as a guardsman faction, GW do not support. They're in the lore, but they do not make models for them. So if you want your old English colonial-looking guys, you gotta get it from elsewhere. Them and Victoria minis as well. They also do some sister stuff and some extra bits, but also conversions. But the idea with this on their Patreon is that the arms are separate, the legs are separate, the gun itself is separate, and then you obviously got the body, which you kind of piece together. So you print off all of the bits separately, bring it together, and then you get something like this. And it's a good size. It's around about the same size as a Sentinel. So it's a great Sentinel conversion. And what you can do as well is, the way that they've done it is that they've got Blender files that you pose exactly how you want them. And you get to, like, all the joints you get to move with, and they've kind of pre-done that for you. You get it to the point of exactly how you like it. And also, if there's like a layer, there's like loads of different... Basically, all the objects exist. You just turn off which ones you want to show. Select what you like, everything after you got it to how you like it. Post that to a 3D printer file, and then put that in your slicer, and then you can actually print it out. Because you can either print it as a whole piece, or you can print off the bits for it, and then model it yourself, which is probably what I'm going to do. Because they give all the bits for that, and it says, like, in the instructions, if you want to print legs without using the builder, this is how you do it. And it gives you all the bits, and you just print them off, and it will tell you how to put it together. And the gun itself is really cool, because each different layer, there's like 5 different ammo bots. There's like different ways of having it connect into the gun. You've got like different calibers of bullets, or you've got like just like a piping and shit. Then you change the front end of the gun, the back end of the gun, how the handguard sits. So you've got, for example, like this tri-barrel, or like a proper Gatling gun here. And then, like...
I do like the Gatling gun.
Yeah, I'm gonna have it as a, I think, to be honest, I can't be asked to do the pilot. I feel like that's a little bit too much work for what I'd want. I prefer the armored version of it. So I'm just gonna have the armored top, which is what I'm gonna print with the hatch, and then like this front bit, which is where the eye is, and have it like an armored Sentinel. They have shown off the next version of what they're going to add to it, which I've added into the channel, which is more of a Titanfall one, with the hatch that opens up in the middle, and it's more of a modern, like a more sci-fi mech, instead of this one, which is like more of a 40k style. So they're going to be releasing more versions out of this. Here we go, John. Oh. If you look at the stream now, this is all the different variations that you can have on the gun.
Yeah, I love.
There's so many different versions of it, and how it all links together. And plus, considering how many versions you can have for units that have this kind of thing. You could make a Space Marine version of these if you made it big enough, and have it fully armored with just have. It could be like a Redemptor, and it's just instead of having a, you know, of being how it is, you've just got the Gatling cannon in a gun version instead. You know, like that's an option. And you could fuck with it. And they have said they're going to add more to this over time, so that they're just going to update and say like, right, we've got new bodies, we've got new extras. One thing I would love is if they have more options to come: direct shoulder and torso mounted weapons without arms, and a high-tech torso and power plant combination, making the mech suitable for a wider range of game systems. So like that I'm looking forward to, and I think this will be a really good subject of doing of how does 3D printing add to the hobby, and kind of talking about 3D printing, because, you know, making a few of these, sending it to people and just see what they do with it, you know, I think would be really cool. That's my.
You said, yeah, I think
that's my first
that
plan
kind of
for a video.
Open it up for a kit bash.
Oh yeah, like
practice, I guess.
Kind of, yeah. I think in 5 to 10 years people will be able to mass produce it, but I think it's still it's a good example to show what's available now, because a lot of these Patreons are really fucking good for 3D printing stuff, because they throw models at you every month. If you don't like the ones for that month, then you leave it, and then you look over, you wait, and then next month, like, oh, there's some really cool stuff in there. But Patreon is the hidden valley of 3D printing models. Like, yeah, you have to pay sometimes for monthly things, but you can either go in for a month, get you what you want, get the files, and then cancel it. So you're still giving them the money for it.
Oh, yeah. Like,
you're still supporting them to an extent. But yeah, there is that. And Anvil are a really cool company. So, some of the stuff, hang on. Anvil Industry. There we go. These are the guys. So their main kind of focus is making different regiments at the same size as guardsmen. So if you wanted stuff a bit more specific, in terms of like how you want your regiments to look, there's a load of different ones here. With comparisons, here you go. Like guys, the main ones are the same size as a normal guardsman, but also just shorter than a marine.
That's cool.
And they have a regiment builder. So if I go, where is it? I think they had a builder. They've also got just like preset ones, but autocannons, yeah, female officer head, dress uniform heads, pouches, fucking alien hybrid heads if you wanted to do more Genestealer cults. Different versions of weapons, different arm poses, with instead of using las guns, you're using fucking AR-15s. Bearskin hats for Vostroyan looking hats, ballistic faces, veterans, which is the kind of the Tempestus one, and that stuff I'd get. And like there's loads of options available, so you can kind of go a bit further. And having customs heads, but also just kind of keeping existing bodies, it's good. Like, it's a good option, because you get to have your army. You get to have it look like your army. So, yeah, Patreon's great for that. Honestly, if you end up having a 3D printing thing, Titan Forge Minis is the other one that I use, and they are absolutely fantastic. They do some really fucking cool models, and that's also what the base for my ogres is based off of. So, yeah, talking about 3D printing stuff. But yeah, no, that's gonna be the plan for the video. That's my that's gonna be the first proper video I do with like maybe a script and trying to do it all properly and actually film it. So that's the plan.
I think on that note, I'm happy to call it a night.
Yeah, we've actually just gone a couple minutes over. So, I'm going to put the wet palette away. Which, my wet palette now smells of tea tree oil. Because I left the water in there a bit too long, and it caused the foam to be a bit moldy. And Chrissy dumped loads of tea tree oil in there to clean it all out. So there's no mold in there. Like, it's stained it. There's no actual mold. But every time I open it, it's just a big waft of tea tree oil.
Minty fresh.
It's very medicinal.
That actually sounds lovely.
Mm.
I might do that on purpose to my stuff.
If you get a wet palette.
I need to get a wet palette.
Yeah,
You
but
can
yeah.
make a wet palette pretty easy.
Oh yeah, no, there's guides for it. Like just a tub and like baking paper.
Yep.
So yeah, but I think that we're gonna call it there. So, a couple of last little bits. If you're watching us on YouTube, big thank you, and hope that you can hit the subscribe and the little bell for when we actually post videos for the podcast and also any other main videos that we end up posting, just to keep informed. That would be great. If you're following us on Twitch, drop a follow. That will help us get to affiliate, which then we can actually start doing a bit more, start get the ball rolling and see the fact that, and build this channel up more and more and more. Facebook, Twitter, use the hashtag #OffTheShelfHobby so we can find you and show off your work, which we will be doing as a segment on the podcast. Podcast is on Thursday. Videos, recordings, and weekly workshops on Tuesdays, and we'll go from there. I think that's everything, John.
Yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. So, yeah, we're going to jump off for the night. Very big thank you for everyone to watching. We love you. And stay home, stay safe, and paint more minis.
Good night, guys.
Good night.